welcome to the Living Day by Day show. I'm your host, Minister Lakeba Wallace, and I'm excited today, guys. You know, I am always on location somewhere, and today, guys, I am in Douglasville, Georgia at the Women Alive Gladiators Conference, and I have the baddest, you heard me, I have the baddest First Lady on my side. Y'all know I always got to have some backup in the room, and today I have some incredible backup. So I'd like to present to some and introduce to others, none other than First Lady Ilka Murray.
Hi, how are you?
I'll be working that intro, girl. I'll be working that intro.
On my phone when people call me.
I know, I'll be practicing my intro.
Thank you so much.
Oh, well, welcome to the Living Day by Day TV show. You've been on the radio, you've been in the magazine, and now.
What's next?
I know. God is just doing amazing things. And so, talk a little bit about this amazing event that has been so life-changing, so powerful, just so awesome.
Listen, I am so excited about this
I know.
We've been having a great time all morning. The morning expressions coming in with the worship and the inspiration.
Right.
And I don't know if you were able to experience it this morning with the beautiful lady playing the guitar and the women just freely worshiping God. It has been amazing.
It's been
and
amazing.
I just ended a session just now with my own sister, Christina Murray.
Right.
The sister session was phenomenal. We had a good time, talked about sisterly advice. We just had a great time.
Awesome.
This conference has been just phenomenal, going past what my dreams have been. So
Right.
I just thank God for it. I thank God for you being here. I thank God for the people, and just having a great time here at Women Alive.
I know. Well, I'm just always so excited to be able to just have a relationship with a woman, you know, because I know you and I were talking on the radio that sometimes that can be a little bit hard. So we're going to dive a little bit more into that, but I know this conference is still in full force.
Yes.
And so we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, I'm going to interview you and your sister, and we're going to talk really about the power behind sisterhood. So I want you guys to just stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Get your popcorn. Do whatever you need to do. But I need you to come back to the set of the Living Day by Day show as I interview First Lady Ilka Murray, and her sister Christina Murray is in the house as well. So we're going to go into the commercial break, but we'll be coming right back. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Minister Lakeba Wallace, and I'm coming to tell you about the hottest magazine in the nation, guys. That's the Living Day by Day magazine, a magazine that's full of quality, a magazine that's full of content, and a magazine that will bring you an avenue of information, an avenue of education, and an avenue of inspiration. If you want to be featured in the magazine or you want to advertise in the Living Day by Day magazine, make sure you visit www.livingdaybyday.net, or feel free to hit me up on Facebook, on Twitter, or on LinkedIn, or feel free to send me an email at lakebawallace@aol.com. That's L-A-K as in Catherine, E-B like boy, WALLACE@AOL.com. No more waiting, guys. Get yourself a copy of the Living Day by Day magazine via www.livingdaybyday.net. Be blessed. Welcome back to the Living Day by Day show, guys. I'm your host, Minister Lakeba Wallace, and I'm excited to be interviewing the guest psalmist here at Women Alive Gladiators Conference. This young lady needs no introduction whatsoever, but I'm going to go ahead and introduce her to you. It's none other than the well-rounded, anointed Kezia Alford.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's always a pleasure to interview. You're such a woman that is just full of life and full of peace and just full of God's anointing. And so to see you here at this event, I was really glad to know that you were a part of the platform, if you will. But talk a little bit about your involvement here at the conference.
Well, first of all, Lady Ilka Murray is a very, very good friend of mine. She has a very special place in my heart. I'm honored and very humbled to be here with Life Changes Church in Douglasville. She asked me to come and be a part of the morning expressions. So amazing, so anointed. I sang 2 songs this morning, You Are God Alone And one of my favorites, Victorious, just pumping the women and letting them know that they are victorious through Christ Jesus. And it was so amazing. And all the other artists, it was just an amazing atmosphere.
Awesome. And I just really got to take a moment to just kind of piggyback a little bit on First Lady Ilka Murray. She is such an amazing young lady. I mean, if you don't know her, you really need to take the opportunity to get to know her, because she is a young lady that really builds women up. And we know how that's so important, because you have so many women who, they're backbiting, and, they are, in conflict and just having issue after issue. And you don't find that in First Lady Ilka Murray. I mean, she's just such a phenomenal young lady. So I cannot encourage you enough to just make sure you get connected with her. And so we always say one phenomenal woman knows another. So I can see how you and First Lady Ilka Murray kind of made the connection there. And so talk a little bit about who Kezia Alford is. Like, who are you?
I am first and foremost a servant of God.
Yeah.
I am a servant, and I love to serve people. I love to serve and help people in ministry and push women into their destiny, push women into their purpose, and just understanding who I am in Christ so you can help others. You got to understand who you are first before you can ever help anybody else. So I'm a servant first. I am also the worship pastor and first lady at my church. My husband, Apostle James Alford. We're located in Marietta, Georgia, Righteousness Ministries, and it's at 2137 Kingston Court, Marietta, Georgia. Yeah, so God is moving in that place. He is so amazing.
Awesome. Well, I stand corrected, First Lady Kezia Alford. Let me back it up a little bit. Well, it's truly an honor. It is truly an honor to have you here. So tell the viewers how they may be able to go on your website, or I'm sure you tweet and Facebook, all that good stuff.
I do. You can find me on any social media outlet. I'm Kezia Alford, KeziaAlford. I have a website, KeziaAlford.com. You can check out my music there.
Awesome. My pleasure.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in again to another amazing show here on the Living Day by Day set. We're going to go into a commercial break, but we will be coming right back. Are you in the market to sell or buy real estate in Florida or in Georgia? Well, look no more. You need to be giving Lakeba Wallace, Real Estate Sales Associate, a call to assist you with buying that dream home that you've always wanted, or selling that dream home that you have and you realize that there's another dream home that you have your eyes on. You need to make sure that you reach out to Lakeba Wallace, Real Estate Sales Associates, to help you buy that next home and to help you sell that home that you are currently in, or the home, it's an extra home and you're just trying to get rid of it. Well, you need to be reaching out to Lakeba Wallace, Real Estate Sales Associate, via Lakeba Wallace at AOL.com. That's L-A-K as in Catherine, E, B like boy A, WALLACE at AOL.com. Or you can reach her via phone at 678-400-3194. Remember, she can't help you sell and she can't help you buy unless you make sure that you reach out via email or website or via phone. Remember, if you're in the market to sell or buy, you need to be giving Lakeba Wallace, Real Estate Sales Associate, a try. Be blessed. Hey, what's up, family? Welcome back to the Living Day by Day show. I am your host, Minister Lakeba Wallace, and I am excited, guys, to still be here on set in Douglasville, Georgia at the Women Alive Gladiator Conference. And I have ran into a well-rounded young man. We friends now, but I don't know if we're going to be friends after he tell me probably what I don't want to hear. But I'd like to present to others and introduce to some none other than Dr. Tart.
Thank you very much.
I do that well, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
I do that well. I do that well. I do that well.
So now I know.
Yeah, I do that well, man. I'm telling you, somebody's gonna pay me for doing that well. I do that real well. But let's talk a little bit about singles, and then we're gonna dive into married folks. But since I'm single, we're gonna go there first.
Okay. All right.
And I want to talk a little bit about, dating as opposed to kicking it. Is there a difference?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's probably one of the first things that you want to ask someone when you're dating, what are your intentions? What are you looking for?
Right.
Now, you want to avoid the whole interview. Some people go too far. They're trying to interview, and you're not allowing things to happen organically. But there's some people that are not ready to date. They just want entertainment.
Kick it.
So, yeah, kick it.
Kick
Just
it.
want to entertain, but I do not want to date.
Right.
I do not want this to really go anyplace. I want us to just hang out. If I call you, I call you. If I don't, I don't.
Absolutely.
Now, the key is if you find two people that fit with that, that's cool. But sometimes people are either not honest or they don't say that for obvious reasons.
Right. So, but I mean, is there anything wrong with kicking it? I mean, if you're at that, it does not mean that you're not ready. It just means that you're right there in that phase and you just want to kick it. You don't really want to ring on it right now.
We say just kicking it, but on a deeper level, there's something else there. Does that make sense? So when you say you're just kicking it, does that mean that you have commitment issues and you never want to commit? When you say you're just kicking it, are you coming out of a relationship and you just want to breathe?
You hit it.
You know? I just want to just breathe and kind of have fun?
Right.
You know?
Right.
When you saying just kicking it, are you saying let things happen naturally? I'm open to all things.
Right.
So if you don't explain what just kicking it means, you can have two people that think they're on the same page, but they're not. So if you're thinking, I'm just kicking it to have fun with no strings attached.
Right.
And the other person is saying, I'm kicking it to let something happen organically. You see how there's a mismatch.
So how do you encourage that single man or young lady to go from the just kicking it phase, I've been hurt, I really don't want to put myself out there, I really want to be in a relationship, but I don't really want to end up in another hurtful type relationship. So how do you encourage that person, be it man or a young lady, to get past the hurt and finally allow Mr. Right or Mrs. Right to really step into their life?
Well, first thing to keep in mind is that everyone has been hurt.
Yeah.
Everyone. Sometimes we think our hurt is better and bigger than someone else. Like, I've been hurt. I don't want to be hurt before. But if you go next door, people have been hurt over and over again. The question is, do you want to die hurt, or do you want to move through the pain? Does that make sense?
That's a great
So when we start
point.
talking about moving through pain, that's something that we have to kind of do well. We have to learn how to do that. So what I do, because I've been through it. I've been through pain, and I'm actually getting married. I can tell you, just getting married in October.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. But that came out of pain. Everyone has a past history of pain.
Right.
But the end result, I was like, I want to do this right this time. I want to find a great fit. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Now, I'll tell you, if you never move out of fear, you'll never be able to move into a relationship. Because fear says stay safe.
Yeah.
A relationship means be open and vulnerable. How can you be vulnerable and safe at the same time?
That's true.
You can. But there is a happy medium. When you're friends with someone and you build a relationship based on friendship and you slow date, then your anxiety can go down because you begin to know them, watch them. Especially with men. You don't listen to what men say. You watch what we do.
That
and
is
men
true.
have been hurt before. They'll say, oh, yeah, I hear you're loyal.
Yeah.
I hear that you're trusting.
Yeah.
I see that you're nice.
Yeah, yeah.
When we argue, are you going to chop me up?
Yeah.
I'll just see where you are before I dive all the way in. So,
And you mentioned that you've been divorced before, and I'm glad that you're transparent about that. So what do you say to that married couple who, she's sleeping on the couch, he's sleeping in the bedroom, or vice versa?
you got a woman on the couch.
It happens
I've never
sometimes,
seen that happen.
Hey, listen,
I guess we say he won't get up.
Well,
and he
no.
won't leave.
Well, let me tell you, I'm glad you went there. And I won't say his name, but I have a really good friend who is a physician. And y'all know I'm transparent. He papered down, okay? I'm just gonna keep it like that. And
Nothing wrong with
yeah, he papered down, okay? And so if you living in his house, and I've had this conversation with him, he ain't going on the couch. And so you have scenarios like that. His house.
Even married?
Even married.
See,
if you in his house, he paying all the bills, and you moved into this, you sleeping on the couch. He ain't going on the couch.
But you know what, though? That relationship is doomed to fail. Because when you move in together and you start a new beginning.
That's a great point.
You have one bed. You have one house. And that's why for couples, they have to be on the same page and be on the same team about changing things. And you're right. Part of the problem is we've been single for too long.
Yeah.
See, in Atlanta, you can be single and feel normal. But if you move to Oklahoma City, you'll be like, wow, everyone here is married. Wow. Yeah. But here, you can be 35, 40, 45 and feel normal.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're cool with it, that's fine. And it's a good thing. But what happens is people get set in their ways. So you get set in your ways at 40 and then try and take someone in that's different from settling in at 20 when you're trying to find yourself.
You're right.
I know what I like. I know how I want to do things.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when you're in a relationship, it's about a blend. Half of you has to go in the trash can.
Yeah.
And half of him has to go in the trash can, and y'all have to create a new reality.
So how do you encourage a couple or a single person to move past that hurt stage and get into the healing stage so they can really allow their heart to grow or allow someone to come into their heart?
Are you a believer?
I am.
All right. So the purpose of pain is what? So
To push out purpose.
So there's four. I like that. There's four.
I'm creative, so.
I mean,
I'm creative.
You're in it. I do, you know. So when we start thinking about pain, it's how we think about pain.
Yeah.
So if you're a non-believer, you think pain is to punish you. You think, man, why would you do this to me? If God was real, why would he send me through pain?
Right.
But if you're a believer and you understand pain, here's what happens. It's the 4 Ds. 4 Ds of demonstrating your dream. So first you declare, Lord, send me a man, send me a relationship.
Yeah.
I'm ready. All right. And so what happens right after you declare something? The second D, distress. He starts to break down the things in your life that are unhealthy, but we're attached to them. So you're in a house and that starts to depreciate. Okay. Work relationships start to deteriorate. Things start to become stressful. He tears down the old house so he can build up a new.
Right.
And then the third D comes in development. All right. So now you've moved. All right. The house is depreciated. Things at work, you got a new job, and watch what happens. You go to a new job, and bam, guess who you're working with? Your husband. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're working with your husband. You're starting to develop and cultivate a relationship. You two are working together. You're starting to see he's actually supporting you. He's not insecure. He's celebrating your dreams. You're celebrating his dreams. And
Right.
then the fourth D, now he's demonstrated. Now y'all engaged. Now y'all married. When you look back at the pain, God's answering your declaration. So when we start talking about pain, pick a period. Pick a date as to when you're going to be over it.
Yeah.
Say, I'm going to hurt until
That's
November
good
8th.
stuff. That's good.
But on November 9th,
It's on.
it's on.
It's on and popping.
What happens is people hurt forever
Yeah.
with the same pain. The next person next door has the same pain, but they put a period. They close that chapter and they write a new one, and they're able to get remarried.
And from all your experience and all the things that you've encountered, you've wrote a book. And so I want you to talk a little bit about the ring formula.
Okay, I wrote a book. It's interesting. When I was single, I wrote a book when I was single saying this is what guys look for in a mate. So it was coming from a completely positive and authentic perspective, but from vignettes. Because I would hear from women say, this is what he's saying, and the men would always say, that's not what he's saying.
That's not what I said.
So it's all right. If you want to date a man,
Yeah.
here's how you can be in a guy's head while you're dating him. When you're doing this, this is what he's thinking. And here's how you can capture his head. This is how you can capture his heart. Does that make sense?
I'm listening.
So I broke it down.
Yeah.
I broke it down into stages and steps. So as you put it out there, a lot of women think that sex is the way to a man's heart. It's not. Sex means nothing to us.
Right.
When you ask a man, why did you marry? They don't say sex. But you don't hear a single married man say the sex was great. They don't say that. We assume that when we're married, the sex is going to be great.
Yeah.
We assume that's an unpleasant surprise. It's not, okay?
Right.
The key to a man's heart is friendship, connection.
I would agree
when I
with
talk
that.
to married men and say, why did you marry her? Almost each and every one of them say, when I was down, she was there for me. She saw the king in me when I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Or she was anticipating my needs. I could see her being my rib. She was with me for who I was, not for what I could do for her.
Right.
This was not me securing you and not having to work. This was not about you not saying you're lonely anymore. This is not about this is about you love me.
Wow.
Love me in my pajamas with a bad haircut. Now you're going to tell me you need to put on some clothes. You need to increase your brand. I'm being real. If you
Right.
love me, you're not going to tell me what I want to hear. You're going to tell me what I need to hear.
Yeah.
Hey, if you really want to be a movie star, you might want to work out. You know, if you really want to go into business, you might either want to go to business school or get a business mentor.
That's good stuff.
You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, you still down for me. We're still going to Applebee's 2 for $20 after we had that argument. You still down for me.
Right.
If I can't pay the chops.
Exactly.
Because when I get chops, when I'm able to pay for that 5-star restaurant, then there's no price because you
Awesome.
were down with me
Awesome.
in the very beginning.
Well, it has been amazing. And so tell the viewers how they may be able to get in contact with you.
Okay, you can check out your television coming soon. There's a show that's in production. I can't really speak on it.
I hear that.
Psychology like you've never seen it.
Yeah.
But if you want to get it to me right now, you can go to drtart.com. That's drtart.com. You can order the Ring Formula off Amazon and download it on iBooks. But only get it if you're ready to get married, because it's going to shift you. What it does is it's going to shift you in a direction. And actually, the woman that's my fiance right now actually read the book and contacted me to speak for her organization.
Wow.
And I said, bump the organization. I'm trying.
Girl, you fine.
That's right. Well, when God speaks, he speaks.
Right.
So you have to move on it. So check it out on drtart.com. And I also have a series of webinars, because there's certain things that you don't want to talk about in public.
Right.
So what I'm doing is I'm healing people from the comfort of their own home when it comes to getting over affairs, when it comes to healing sexless marriages, how to argue and fight fair,
I know.
and then how to put a ring in your finger. Practical steps.
Awesome.
Like, I'll get ministry from church.
Right.
What I need from you, give me the A through Z with some decision trees. If this, then that. So that's what I have for them.
Awesome, Dr. Tart.
Oh, thank you.
It's
Mr.
been my
Lakeba.
pleasure.
I appreciate it.
Well, I tell you, after this interview, I think I know the Ring Formula right now, so who knows? 6 months, 9 months, a year from now, I'll make that switch. So you never know. But thank you so much for tuning in to another broadcast of the Living Day by Day show. Stay tuned. We're going into a commercial break, but we'll be coming right back.
If you got a praise in your spirit, get up. If you got a stomp in your feet, get up. If you got a shout in your spirit, let 'em hear it, gonna shout it out. Get up. If you got a praise in your spirit, get up. Stand up. If you're ready to fight, stand up. If you're ready for war, stand up. He's trying to steal all I got. Stand up. I ain't taking no more. Stand up. Jesus Christ is my rock. Stand up. Jesus Christ is my sword. Stand up. The kingdom suffers violence. Stand up. The violent take it by force. This is the season that we will stand against the wiles of the devil and give God glory and give him praise.
Hey family, welcome back to the Living Day by Day show. I'm your host, Minister Lakeba Wallace, and I am so excited, guys, to be in Douglasville, Georgia, still at the Women Alive Gladiator Conference. It has been amazing. There's so much that I want to say, but I don't want to steal First Lady Ilka Murray's thunder, because I have had an exceptional time here today. And so let's talk first about sisterhood. I know you guys did a segment and it was phenomenal. So I know typically Boss Lady want to go first, but I'm going to toss the mic to you to talk about sisterhood and the importance.
All right. Well, I'm excited about sisterhood. It is something that is so dear to my heart. It came out of just being around a bunch of women who felt like they didn't have any type of support system. Women who felt like they were being, tore down by the women they were in their circle. The jealousy was playing a role. And, I really want to just create a space and an environment for women to come together where they can feel inspired by one another, that they can be empowered by one another, and that they can find some women like we have here today in the conference to call sister.
Awesome.
So we do a couple of variety of things. We're trying to take sister nationally. We want you to understand it's not about your background, it's not about your culture, but it's about you seeing the woman that God has placed in your life and seeing them behind their flesh, seeing them behind who they are in faith, and reaching into the purpose that God has for them. And so we do that. We do some small groups, and we're just really excited about the launch of Sisters.
Well, I'm excited about you guys being transparent in the conference. And so you talked earlier that initially you guys didn't really have this great BFF going on here. And so I want First Lady Christina to talk a little bit about how it was before and the relationship you have now.
Well, what's funny is we went from hating each other growing up to literally loving one another dearly. I feel like we're at a place where we both have to have each other at our side constantly. So it's hilarious. We went from literally butting heads, constantly fighting, fussing, hating to be around. I feel like she was more of an annoyance the whole time. And now she's nothing but a blessing in my life. She has been amazing. And our relationship has grown tremendously. So I'm just so happy to have her.
And it's really important to highlight those things, because I think sometimes we don't really embrace the bad, because the bad gets us to the good. Yes, and so I want you to talk a little bit about how God has really just catapulted you to where you are today, and you can contribute that towards going through not having a relationship with your sister, or going through other issues in your life, and how God has just really shaped you into the awesome first lady that you are today.
Well, thank you. But it's been amazing. Like she was saying, we butt heads when we were kids, and we're best friends now. And all of that is about what we talked about in our sister section, is about respecting one another for who we are, who God has called us to be. And so sometimes when we feel the challenges that are coming in our lives, when we feel the challenge and the friction from each other, it's because we're really trying to extract what's in each other. And so when we're trying to extract out purpose, extract out the vision, helping us to push each other to grow, because real sisters are going to help you push and grow.
Right.
They're going to be truthful with you.
Absolutely.
They're not going to sugarcoat everything that's going on in your life, but they're going to really tell you the truth. Like, girl, you better get it together.
Right.
And so that is the type of relationship we have. That is what Sisters is about. And we are just trying to move forward. And it has shaped us because it allows us to communicate with somebody who really has my back, who is really loyal, who really sees what God is trying to do in each of our lives, and speaks to that, and not put all this attention on the negative, but always pushes us up in the positive.
Awesome.
And so it shaped us to be a better woman. It shapes us to be better listeners.
Yeah.
It shapes us to find the joy and laughter out of the challenges that come across our lives. And we're just having a good time doing it. We're having a good time growing and developing and being who God has called us to be.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it is truly an honor to sit here and interview the two of you together. Yeah. But I want you to talk a little bit to that woman who feels like she's unworthy.
Right.
She's, who knows, committed adultery. She's been fornicating. She's, haven't done what she God has really called her to do, or that God would really shine and say, daughter, that's what I called you to do. And so speak to that woman who may feel like she's outcast, or she's been ostracized. Right. So encourage that woman to let her know that she can also be a woman who is alive.
All right, sounds good. So, listen, I've been there, done that. I understand what it means to not feel like you're fitting in anywhere. I know what it means to feel like you're dead in certain areas of your life, and feeling like that the mistakes from your past will keep you from what God really wants to do for your future. But I'm here to tell you that you got to just shut all those thoughts down in your mind. You got to shut down everybody that's been around you that tells you that because you committed adultery, because you're an alcoholic, or because you dealt with drugs, or because maybe that you slept with a married man, or whatever, or maybe because you're in depression too much, or you feel like you're not worthy of anything. I want you to know today that you are valuable to God. He has something so special for you, and you can't worry about what has happened in your past, because even the Word tells us that God has a major future for you. It's a future that brings you hope. It's a future to do you good. So there's something great that lies in your future, and those things that you went through, listen, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, and there's not one mistake that's greater than the other, so don't worry about it. The shame and the guilt that's trying to come and consume you in your life, you got to put that away, give it over to God, and know that He loves you regardless. And here at Women Alive, we love you regardless. So it's not about judging you. It's not about listen, I have a past. So if I have a past and I can move forward and God can still use me, I promise you He can still use you too. So I say to you today to get up, become alive in every area of your life. Get up, become alive in what God has called you to do. And it's time for you to rise up and be a gladiator today in your life.
Wow. Hey, you give her a mic, she is definitely going to use it. So tell the listeners and the viewers how they may be able to get in contact with you.
Sure. Listen, you can get in contact with me with so many different ways, but the best way, and so you can keep knowing what's going on at Women Alive, I want you to go to www.womanalive.org. That is WOMAN, alive.org. Please go to the website, connect with us. You can send us prayer requests. You can sign up for our newsletters. You can check out the events. You can sign up for the next sister group launch. That is your space for all things Woman Alive. You can also follow me on Instagram at Ilka Murray. You can follow me on Twitter at Ilka T. Murray. And I just look forward to connecting with you. Send me some posts, send me some friend requests. I can't wait to connect with you through social media and online.
Wow. Well, at this moment, I feel like being the guest and let her be the host. I mean, really, God is just doing. I know, right? How are you doing? I have had an amazing time. First Lady Christina, First Lady Ilka Murray, you guys are so in sync, and I'm just really looking forward to see what God is going to do moving forward.
Yes.
It has been an amazing time, guys, here in Douglasville, Georgia at the best conference. That's the Women Alive Gladiator Conference. All I can say is get connected and stay tuned, because next year is going to be bigger and better and greater. No, it's going to be bananas. And so make sure you get connected. Thank you so much for tuning again into the Living Day by Day show. You know, that's the hottest show in the nation. That's the LDBD. Check out our website at www.livingdaybyday.net. I always close the show out by saying, I love you real good, and you can't do anything about it. Be blessed.